All right, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue our last year with the San Jose Sharks. We're up here at the trade deadline, and the record is actually looking quite nice. 41 wins, 16 losses, and 7 overtime losses. There was a little bit of concern at the beginning of the year, but when we made that trade for Joffrey Lupul for Mangiapane, he's come into the system, and he's absolutely torn it up. It's his rookie year. He's 26 years old. They weren't playing him in Calgary, and that's the team that we traded him for, but he's worked out great for us on the first line. We have 89 points now to lead the NHL, so everything is looking good. But in the last video, I was asking you guys, what should we do? Because we have a trading asset, and there was a few different options. We could hold on to Tomasek because he is, I'll just bring up the screen here for a second. We go to contracts. The guy that we have, you know what, let me go with roster moves. The guy that we have down in the minors right now, the one trading asset, Tomasek, we can either hold on to him and use him for the playoffs because I want to win the Stanley Cup this year, and that means a long, deep playoff run, and that's at least one injury. You know you're going to have one injury happen, probably two, maybe even three, right? So forwards, we have the depth, and this guy, he's great for depth. He's somebody who could fill in on the top six and probably do pretty good with that shooting category. So I definitely like this guy as a depth player, but we already have Brendan Lemieux, we have Anthony Duclair, we have McCarron, we have Stefan Sundin. So there's 4 depth players, Nylander even down here, Malainen. We have all these depth forwards, and 80 overall is good enough for a depth player because all the teams have injuries to deal with, right? So I was thinking to trade this guy for a defensive depth player, or more than that, more than just one, because when it comes to defensemen, our top 6 is great, but actually one of our defensemen, Walter Morrison, he's an enforcer. He's still listed as a depth defenseman. Now, he's doing good on our team. I'm not going to trade him or anything, but if we have an injury to a defenseman, the best defenseman that we can bring up is Vaclav Hansel. I don't even know who this guy is, right? So 77 overall for defensive awareness. This guy's not good enough to play defense for a playoff team. So I want to get at least 2 defensive prospects, and the Tomasek guy was the trading asset. And also, the other option, there's 2 options right there. The other option was to trade for a better first-line right winger, move Mangiapane down, and trade Tomasek and, say, Reichel or Couturier, whoever we replace, for a better first-line right winger. Some of you guys were saying to do that, but you know what? I'm going to veto that opinion just because injuries are going to definitely happen. And to go after another first-line right winger, I mean, what happens if he then gets injured in the playoffs, right? We have nobody to replace him with. I think if we want to go on that deep playoff run, it's got to be the depth. Offensively, we have it, but defensively. And you know what? This guy, Mangiapane, you guys want the first-line winger? This guy is a true first-line winger. It's his first year in the NHL, 43 games played, 44 points. He is the next Alexander Ovechkin. He's just getting a little bit of a late start to it. I mean, this guy, yeah, he's on pace, maybe not quite 50 goals, but definitely a 40-goal season, maybe a 50-goal season, right? So I'm going to trust Mangiapane on the first line. We're going to keep the lines the way they are, even defensively, but I would like to go out and get some depth for defense. Now, I already did some pre-scouting, so we don't have to go through all the teams here. There's actually a lot of players that are available, like studs in today's NHL. I think I saw Crosby, Malkin, Ovechkin was available, right? But their trade values are still way up there, and I guess I could make it go through, but I want to get the depth. So I was taking a look at some teams, and the New Jersey Devils have 3 defensemen with low trade values that I could definitely pick up. All right, so I'll just go to the New Jersey Devils. Here you go. Bring up defensemen. All right, overall. All right, so who was it? Yeah, Griffin Reinhart was one. Let me just bring up the players for you. Fleury was another. All right, and I think Martin was one as well. Yes, so they're the 3 players. The reason these guys have come up in the trading block is the defensive category. It should be 4.5 stars or greater, right? So James Martin, 31 years old. His defensive awareness is great. Everything else is just average. He's a good skater, I suppose. All right, but you see what I mean, like 80 overall for depth in the playoffs. Hayden Fleury, I think this guy's a little bit better. 4.5 star for defense, 92. He's a little bit better offensively. His census category is 4.5 stars. All right, so the other 4 categories, not too bad, but again, depth. These guys wouldn't be starting in the playoffs just in case. And last but not least, Griffin Reinhart. He's got 4.5 as well in the defensive category. He's a little bit more well-rounded. All right, 82 overall. He's 29 years old. He does have a little bit of a salary cap, though. How many years left? 3 years left at 3.79. It's not that bad, though. I could trade that. And for depth, yeah, I'd be okay with that. Now, there are other defensemen. Jelena, let me just see these guys. Yeah, see, when I did my trading block, I searched defensive category 4.5 star or better, right? So this guy may be more well-rounded, I suppose. But I want a few players here, and to go after a player like that, I think, like Jelen, I think the trade value is a little bit too high up. So I'll just show you guys quickly. The center, Tomasek, all right, straight up 1-for-1. Tomasek for these three guys. I think it would go through, but they don't want to give these guys up. Yeah, so if I give up Tomasek, we still have the 4 forwards, and now we have 3 depth defensemen. So we're not going to have 4 injuries to our forwards and 3 to our defensemen all at the same time. If I do this, I'm pretty sure we'll cover the injury problem. We won't have anybody less than 80 overall starting on our team. All right, so I'm going to do this. Now, let's just see if there's anybody else in here that we can pick up for some depth. Blake Wheeler, no, I don't need him. Don't need him back on the team. Lodge, 81, center. Yeah, holy shit, 98 for offensive awareness. All right, decent shot as well. I'm just in case this trade goes through a little bit too easily, you know. Hang on, Blake Clark. Holy shit, he's got good potential. Yeah, all right. I'm looking for guys who with really good defensive awareness here. Hang on, Klinberg. Let me just see this guy. No. Man, the New Jersey Devils have all these guys. Draisaitl as well. Leon Draisaitl. Defensive awareness 90, offensive awareness 90. It's not bad. Physical is a little bit weak. Just trying to see if there's anybody else I can throw in here. I could throw in Clark and Draisaitl. Sure, why not? And then as it, I'll try to make it go through, and as it doesn't, I'll take them off. So Tomasek for all these guys. All right. There's really no one else. No, and I'm going to hold on to my pick this year. Whatever. I'm going to be a good GM. All right. So Reinhardt, Fleury, Martin, Clark, and Draisaitl is definitely not going to go through. No, it didn't. I'll get rid of Clark. All right. There you go. Draisaitl had a pretty good rounded stats. There you go. Nope. That's not going to go through, so I'm going to take Draisaitl off. Let's go for the 3 defensemen. All right, these 3 guys for Tomasek. Will it go through? Nope, nope. I want to get these 3 guys, so I'll add in a second. Will it go through? There you go. All right, so Tomasek and a second for those 3 defensemen. All right, and we are ready to go for the playoffs. So not a big move, but now we don't have to worry about injuries. I mean, they're going to happen, but at least we can replace. Oh, you know what? One last thing as well. Defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, Morrison is still going to be the player who plays, all right, until something happens. He's had a great season. I'm not going to go with Griffin Reinhart up front. I'm going to go with Morrison still. I don't want to change anything about this team. He was on our team last year when we won the Presidents as well, right? But now we have these 3 defensemen just in case something happens. Or if we start to lose games, I can go with the change, and also all these forwards. So we are ready for our playoff run now. Last thing, though, you guys said to check free agency for any backup goalie, just in case. You know what? That is that's a good idea. I should just pick up the backup goalie. Because Linglet is a little bit, yeah, I mean, Kari Lehtinen would be perfect. Yeah, Kari Lehtinen would be perfect to pick up. So 1 year at, just to make sure I get him, 1.40 for Kari Lehtinen. Bring into our team as a nice backup goaltender. And just to make sure I don't have, because I did just make a trade there where I brought in a few players. I want to make sure I don't have too many players on my team here. Let me just get rid of one of these goaltenders. Which one will be the lowest? This guy. Get rid of him. There you go. Get rid of this guy. And yeah, you know what? That's it. That's all I need to get rid of. For a third, there you go. All right, so Kari Lehtinen should definitely sign on our team now. So I'll get Kari. You know what? I'm just going to start him as our true backup. That's what I'll do. Continue. So we're just going to go to the end of the regular season here. We're guaranteed to be a playoff team, which is already good. President's Trophy would be nice, but it's not the end of the world. We've seen what's happened in the past with that. So there's Kari Lehtinen on our team. So again, the trade deadline, we didn't really, make a huge blockbuster trade to make our team significantly better on paper, but I think the depth. I mean, even now, goaltender, we have 3 goalies and 80 overall, right? I mean, I can go to Kari Lehtinen if Ernie Shirley gets injured, which, oh my God, if that happens, that would suck so much. But you guys said to sign a backup goalie just in case. I think that's a great idea. So Kari Lehtinen in there. We'll actually let Kari get a start there. They were leaving Ernie Shirley as the backup. He must, may the last game he let in too many goals, who knows. We'll go with Kari Lehtinen on his first game. So we'll go to the last 5 games of the regular season. We can see if we have a chance of winning that President's Trophy. But I really want to see how good Anthony McFarland finishes off. I mean, 33 goals already. He could get to 40. If he has a really good finish, he could get to 40. 50, I think, is out of the question. Unless he goes on an absolute tear. Gets like 2 hat tricks and keeps on scoring every other game than that. But 40, I think, is attainable. And also, Mangiapane, I want to see if he can get to like 30, 35 on a shortened season. He's only going to get to play like 40 games played. If he can get to 30 goals, man, he's a guaranteed 50-goal scorer. And Pete Walton, the poor guy, he never takes a damn shot. It's always a drop pass or a cross crease pass or back to the point. Or maybe he just shoots it low, goes for a rebound, but he does not score. So you have to have the two snipers beside Pete Walton on that first line. Konechiev is leading our team in plus minus. The Big Red Goof is leading our team in penalty minutes, which I could care less about. And of course, Ernest Shirelli looks like he's going to have another 40-win season back there in the net. Man, Ernest Shirelli, what a draft pick that was. I think he's getting. Hang on a sec. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. It went from 38 up to 39. So even though I had Kari Lehtinen started that one game, they did switch it back. The automated goalie rotations. There you go. Some wins to finish off the year. 46, 18, and 7. I forget at this point what our best regular season was. 114 points, 116 points, something like that. It was close to a 120 point season, I believe. It's looking like a pretty good year. I don't know if we can beat our best record ever though. There's that Jaskin guy down there. When we were thinking about getting a sniper, he's got 21 goals. I'm really glad that we held off for Mangiapane instead of Valentin Saikov. I'm kind of glad Saikov's trade value was so high up. It made me have to go through the trading block and really find the stud in there. Mangiapane is perfect. Our team is playing. Look at this. 5 goals for, 8 goals for. McFarland's up to 39 goals, boys. So that sniper that we chose a few years ago, finally, he's turning out to be, one of the best snipers in the NHL type of player. Some good drafting there in the last few years by the San Jose Sharks. Even though the ownership want me gone, at least I've left them something. And there you go. Anthony McFarland. They lost the game, but he had a 2-goal night, 40-goal score. Perfect on the San Jose Sharks. All right, so we got 5 games remaining. Looks like we have 106 points. Yeah, 106 points. 4 points ahead of Edmonton, 5 points ahead of Calgary. Looks like there's no other team that's going to catch us. Unless we really shit the bed and they win some games here. But we have Calgary and we have a game against Edmonton. No, we don't. So, I want to win the Presidents. But, you know what? Really can't make any line changes or anything to seal the deal. So we just got to go here. All right, let's see if we can win it. The Anaheim Ducks, what kind of record do they have? McFarland, man, you can get to 45 goals if you have a good end to the season here, which we need. I want to win that Presidents. Now that we're here back-to-back to go off, even if we have a bad playoff, back-to-back Presidents trophies. At least I've built a regular season team. I get the fans in the building. It's just like the San Jose Sharks of old. They can always have a really good regular season. Can't fucking finish. Forwards, OHL, doesn't matter. We're not drafting this year. All right, so 4 more games. Come on, get a nice win. Regulation loss against the Vancouver Canucks. So 108 points, 3 games remaining. Let's take a look at the stats here. All right, we have 108 points. The Edmonton Oilers, ooh, look at that. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they're up there as well, 105. So Blue Jackets got 105. Edmonton's have 106. And there are 3 games remaining. All right, so it could be lost. The Presidents could be lost. We've already lost 1 game there. And there you go. That's a big win right there. All right, last 3 games of the season. Come on now, boys. Now that we're here, I want to win it. Last 5 games, we are 2-1 so far in the last 5 games of the season. 2 more. So let's see if anyone else got a win here. Columbus went up to 107 wins. All right, Edmonton stayed at 106. So Columbus is taking over Edmonton. Next game against the LA Kings. Will they be another thorn in our side again at this time of the year? Yes, they are. They beat us. Oh, you sons of bitches. So the Columbus Blue Jackets at 107 points. The Edmonton Oilers at 106. So we have 1 game remaining in the regular season. I don't know if Columbus will have enough games remaining to catch us or if the Edmonton Oilers can either. But the Calgary Flames are a good team. Let's see if we can beat them right before the playoffs. Go 3-2. Oh, so that end the season. Nah, I don't like that. It's a bad. Yeah, man, we had a lot of losses there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went 2-5 in the last 7 games there. That might have been enough to lose the Presidents. Let's see here. Go over here, 110 points. Columbus is only at 107 still, so they need 2 more games just to catch us. Same thing with the Edmonton Oilers. They need two games to tie us. Let's see. Have we won enough? Yes, it looks like we have. And it looks like the San Jose Sharks have won the President's Trophy for the second time, back-to-back seasons. I may have won it before, but I just like in recent memory. So GM Tracker, we'll just quickly take a look at this. All right. There you go, 110 points. Yeah, I think 116 was my best Yeah, right there. Last season was our best regular season. 110, not bad. We definitely lost it towards the end of the season there. But more goals scored and the same amount of goals against. So technically our season was better when it comes to our production. You know what I mean? So let's do a whole season wrap up here. Let me just make sure I don't lose this. So hang on 1 second. All right, that's much better. So we got the Anaheim Ducks up in the first round. Home ice advantage. Another team from Los Angeles. So we're going way down there in the West to face the Anaheim Ducks for the, not the fourth straight time, but just California for the fourth straight time, right? So should be an interesting series. Hopefully we can get by them. I don't know what their goaltender is at this stage. Jonas Hiller maybe if he's still in the game. Who knows, right? But we'll get into that in the next video. But right now let's do a whole season wrap-up. Let's see who produced for us this year. So Stats Central, team standings. Let's see if we truly deserve this President's Trophy. So 3 more points than any other team, all right, and 1 more win than any other team. So it's a legitimate President's Trophy this year, absolutely. Goals for per game, first in the NHL. So that was one thing that hurt us last year. We were good defensively. We've been good defensively for the last few years. It seemed like ever since Ernest Chiarelli won his first Vezina, we've been a great defensive team. But now this year, we're a great offensive team, and I think that's all because of Mangiapane. It's the combination of him getting more goals than Lupul and also him helping McFarland play better. So it's like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Goals against per game, first in the NHL. So, boys, this is the year to get it done. We have the goaltender, we're scoring goals, we have the defense, and we have the depth, which I traded for. All right? I mean, we have it this year. I've given everything I can into this team. Power play percentage. All right, 10th in the NHL, but 5-on-5 is more important than power play, so I'm fine with that. Penalty kill percentage, 83.8. That just dropped off a little bit. It was at 84 before. But time shorthanded, we are the 6th most disciplined team in the NHL. So it's hard to make of that, you know. I mean, we're still the best for goals against, but our penalty kill is not that good. So I don't know. Maybe the game has to allow some goals some way. Home record 25-11-5, our away record 26-12-3, and our last 10 4-5-1. So, you know, we're not coming into the playoffs on the greatest run, but the last 2 years, I think we did come into the playoffs on a great run. So maybe that's what we need. We need a kick in the ass going into the playoffs so we can, you know, be woke up for the first round. Player stats of the season now. Mangiapane, this is going to be interesting. He was a point-per-game player at 42 games played, like 43 points or something like that. Let's see if he continued it, because if he did, he's a bona fide 40-goal scorer, along with McFarland, who's a bona fide 40-goal scorer. You got 2 on that first line. So McFarland, 42 goals, 46 assists, 88 points. Welcome to the NHL, Anthony McFarland. His first 3 seasons, 62 points in year 1, 66 points in year 2, 40 goals, and to make sure that it wasn't just a fluke, he came back with 42 and 88 points in year number 3. All right, this guy's a stud. What's he got so far? 246 games played, 110 goals already. So, and that's going to go up. So, I mean, great job, Anthony McFarland. What a draft pick. DeCall back there on the second line, solid again. Once again, very solid season. 26 goals, 73 points. I think you'll see DeCall's offensive output go down because our first line is going to be producing so much, and it's the game does that. Like when one line is scoring, the other line won't, right? So because we had Lupul on the first line last year, DeCall had to get more points, but now because Mangiapane's on the first line, it's not so much less, but a little bit less, right? So still a great year for DeCall. Mangiapane, 67 points in 61 games played. He almost had as many goals as freaking McFarland. He had 37, 5 less with 20 games less. This guy's he's a 50-goal scorer, is Andrew Mangiapane. That's his first year in the NHL right there. Top right corner, 61 games played, 37 goals, 67 points already. Poor guy, he's 26. He should have been 27. He should have been playing for 7 years already. Walton, 3 goals in 82 games played, but 60 points. He does not shoot the puck. I don't know what to make of that, because the shooting category, maybe it's his slap shot accuracy, but his shooting category is still good. He just does not shoot the puck. That's hilarious, though. That's great. Reed Boucher. You know what? Let me go back to Walton there for a second. I want to figure out why he only has 3 goals. He looks like he has stats that he could score more than that. That's freaking interesting. Reed Boucher, 37. Look at this, man. We have 3 40-goal scores. 37 goals. He's not really an assist guy. That's DeCall, but they work great together. Reed Boucher and Michael DeCall. Sean Couturier on that second line. I'm very happy with the 53-point season from a two-way forward. His defensive awareness is the reason that he's on the team. And for anyone who's saying that the Logan Couture trade has not worked out, well, Sean Couturier has been manning the second line with DeCall and Reed Boucher, and we've had back-to-back President's Trophies, so it's not like it was horrible, right? He's been a very productive player for us. Kyle Palmieri, penalty killer, fourth liner, 26 points. Adam Ernie, same thing. Mantha, 24. Clifford, 23. Gallagher, 21. All right, Reichel, 15. Now, I know some of you guys have had the comments about the third liners not producing. Well, again, what I said about the first line, if the first line's not producing, then you're going to see the depth goal scoring. But because our first and second line are doing so good, you're not going to see these guys get many points. But I'm not looking for regular season points out of them. I'm looking for depth goal scoring once the playoffs happen. Because hopefully now our top six is going to be getting points every game. And now when our third line chips in like they did 2 years ago against the LA Kings, where they were the only ones who scored in the first round, that's going to be a lot of goal scoring. And they may not have the points, but they do have the goals. Ernie's almost a 20 goal scorer. Palmieri, 8 goals. Mantha, 12 goals. Clifford, 12 goals, right? Like, it does add up when all 6 of them on the bottom 6 get that many points, and we have 340 goal scorers. There's a reason why we're first in the NHL for goals for. So I'm not going to look at the third liners and say that they didn't produce. They did great for us. They're our depth. I need them. Defensively, 43 points for Shattenkirk. Konechev, 43. Honka, 41. Hamilton, 32. All right, so a bunch of these guys. And then the players that we traded for, Martin, Reinhart, they're down in the AHL still. They will be brought up if we need them. And Ernest Chiarelli. Well, we have Kari Lehtinen as a backup now. He played 5 games played. A 1.94, 2-2. All right, so I think that's a great backup to have, and he still has his potential, so he's not dropping at all. All right, so there's our backup for the playoffs. And Ernest Chiarelli, once again, 67 games played, 2.18 goals against average, 44 wins, 16 losses, 5 overtime losses, save percentage of 92.68, 8 shutouts. Here are his, it doesn't even go far enough back to see how many great seasons he's had. But 3 straight seasons now with 40-plus wins. Goals against average, I mean, look at that. Jesus, save percentage, look at that. I'm saying it, 27 years old, I have drafted the best goaltender in like, my GM franchise, like, this playthrough right now. Ernest Chiarelli, he's the best, man. This guy is unbelievable. What a goalie draft pick this guy's been. Another just absolutely outstanding season. It might be because we have great defense, I don't know, but he's getting it done, and that's all I care about. So there you go. There are the stats. Let me know what you guys think about this team, how we can piece it together to give ourselves the best chance to win the Stanley Cup. I think the way we have it right now, it seems to be working, but we did go 4-5-1 to end the regular season, right? So I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions there, let me know. I just want to know one last thing. Where is it? Progress reports. I know I never checked this, but we'll just see if anybody, yeah, everyone's dropped because, whatever. Because it's all of our second and third liners who are playing on the third and fourth line, right? So there you go. There is the season wrap-up. And last but not least, the awards. No, not the awards, the playoff tree. Just show you guys exactly what's going on in the NHL. So we don't have to deal with the LA Kings this year, which is good, but we are up against the Anaheim Ducks, the Battle of Alberta against the Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames. So we're going to be facing one of them in the next round. They have good teams. Might see Joffrey Lupul back. Nashville versus Vancouver, Winnipeg versus Colorado. Over in the East, Tampa versus Buffalo, Ottawa versus Boston, Columbus versus Florida, and Carolina versus New Jersey, who's probably got Thomasek ripping it up. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.